So here we have the 2016, this is question 4, leaving cert ordinary level, and this is a question on coordinate geometry. So it says the line L contains the point A, which is 4, 5, and B, which is 2, 0, and we are asked to find the equation of L. Give your answer in this format. So we have two options to get the equation of a line. The first is y equals mx plus c. In order to use this equation, we need to know the point where it crosses the y-axis. In this case, we don't know where it crosses the y-axis, so we're going to have to use y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So in order to use this formula, we need to know m, which is the slope, and we need a point on the line. So we already have points. Now we just need the slope. So if we want to get the slope, we use the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So our points are 4, 5, and 2, 0. So the slope always has to go from left to right. So this would be a positive slope. This here would be a negative slope. So I generally take the point that is closest to the left, so the point with the lowest x value, as my x1, y1. In this case, it's b, so x1, y1 and x2, y2. So if I'm going to plug this into my formula, so y2 is 5 minus y1, which is 0. x2 is 4 minus x1, which is 2. So that's going to be 5 over 2, so that's my slope. And so now I just have to plug one of my points into this formula here. So my formula is y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So my slope m is 5 over 2. I'm going to pick either of my points. I say I'll pick b because it might be easier. So b is 2, 0, so that's x1, y1. So then y minus y1, so minus 0, is equal to m, which is 5 over 2, x minus x1, so minus 2. So then I'll just be y is equal to 5 over 2, x minus 2. Because they wanted in the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, I won't get full marks if I leave it like this. So what I'm going to do now is try and get rid of my fraction. So if I want to get rid of that fraction there, the 2 on the bottom, I can multiply both sides of my equation by 2. So then my 2 will cancel here. So I have 2y is equal to 5x minus 2. So now I have to multiply out this bracket. So 2y is equal to 5x minus 10. So if I bring everything onto the same side, so 5x minus 2y minus 10 is equal to 0. And that is the equation of my line. And that is that drawn out. And then in the next part, I'm asked to draw a line on my axis. So I'm just going to draw out the axis that similar to the one that they give us. So and so 6, 5, 4, 3. So if I'm to draw, so this is a different line to the line that we're just after looking at. So I'm going to work down here. So x plus 2y is equal to 8. So if I want to draw a line, the handiest thing I think would be to get 2 points on the line. So I can get the point where it crosses the x-axis and the y-axis. So if I'm to get the point, say where it crosses the y-axis, I can let x equal 0 to, because it's going to be a straight line, I only need 2 points where it crosses y-axis, because on the y-axis x is going to be 0. So 0 plus 2y is equal to 8. So 2y is equal to 8. So I can divide both sides by 2. So y is equal to 4. So I've let x equal 0. So my point is 0, 4. So I can draw that in. So 0, 4 is a point on my line. And then if I want to find out where it crosses the x-axis, I can let y equal 0. So let y equal 0. So x plus 0 is equal to 8. So x is equal to 8. So my point here is going to be x 0 because I had let y equal to 0. So it's going to be this point here. And because it's a straight line, I have now got 2 points on my line, so I just need to join them together, and that will be my line. So that was just a mistake for that. So this is the line K. So I just got 2 points on my line, and then I join them together because it's a straight line. And use a graphic, numeric or algebraic method to find the coordinates of L intersection K. So I was shown L intersection K is the point where L and K meet. So I can draw my line L on this diagram as well, which I might do. So I can show the point 4, 5. So 4, 5. So L is the line that we were dealing with in part A. So this is on line L, and then 2, 0 is also on line L. So this is line L. So say if I do line L in a different color. So line L So this is line L. So sometimes if we do it graphically, it's not going to be as accurate as if we use algebra. So if I'm to get the coordinates of the point of intersection, so I can see my x value is 3 and my y value is 2.5. But I'm going to do it algebraically as well because I think sometimes that can give you a more accurate answer. So to do it algebraically, I'm going to need my equations of my line. So my line L, which I got, is this here. So L is 5x minus 2y minus 10 equals 0. And then my other line, K, which they gave us, is x plus 2y equals 8. X plus 2y is equal to 8. So I can use simultaneous equations to solve and figure out my values for x and y. So the first thing I might do is make sure I have x's and y's on one side and then numbers on the other side. So I'll have 5x minus 2y, so that'll be plus 10, and then x plus 2y is equal to 8. So if I want to do simultaneous equations, I have to cancel one of my variables, so either my x or my y. For one of them to cancel, I need to have the same coefficients, so the same number attached to them. Say here they both have 2, so that's good. And then they need to have opposite signs, and the y's have the same number attached and opposite signs, so 2y minus 2y will cancel, that'll be 0. So then I have 5x plus x, so that's the same as 1x, so that'll be 6x, and then 10 plus 8 will give us 18. And then I can divide both sides by 6 to get what x is, and I get x is equal to 3, and that's exactly what I got when I did it graphically. So now I might sub in x is equal to 3 back into either one of these equations to get what y is. So x plus 2y is equal to 8. So when x is 3, so 3 plus 2y is equal to 8. So 2y is equal to 8, take 3. So 2y is equal to 5, and then y is equal to 5 over 2, which is 2.5. So I get 2.5. So I didn't have to do it both ways. They gave me an option. But I think if they give you an option, I think it's nearly better to do it algebraically, because our answer is more correct. Because say if the answer was 3.6, it's hard to kind of be 100% accurate when we're drawing it out. So it's usually more accurate when we do it algebraically.